Here is a new video. Sorry, it's been a little while since I've uploaded a video, but it's been a busy couple months again. I don't know about anyone else, but 2025 is coming around to an end too quickly. And last time I remember it was, I don't know, July. So I've had a couple things happening in the last couple months, which I will talk about very soon. But first, the video. This nail set is a witchy set, which I've done back from one of my first sets, probably over 5 years ago. I'll put a picture up of what it looks like, and it's consistently most popular one I have. And people always order it in different colors, different shapes, different sizes. So it's something that never really goes away. Like a design that never really leaves my website, my page, nothing. It was definitely inspired by someone, but I cannot remember who because it was a very long time ago. If I can find the original artist, I will put it in the description box below. But I just painted the nails, some nails black, 2 nails black, and the rest of the nails, they're like this bone color base. It's not translucent at all, it's very opaque. Here I am doing a flame. Flames are probably one of the most hardest nail art. And I still struggle with it sometimes, trying to get that kind of shape right and the point right and the angles right. So if you struggle a lot with it, or want to give it a go, I would suggest putting a line down the middle of where you want, how low you want your flame to be, and then create this like U shape, U shape, and then and then finesse the shape around it. So I kind of make it an hourglass shape from the U shape, if that makes sense. So I do the U shape and how low I want the flames to be, and then I start building it around so it comes out and then tapers in at the top. And then once I get the shape that I like, I will start to kind of fan it out on either side, creating like another C shape, so then I can do a smaller flame on the side. I prefer the flames, like 3 flames, so like 1 big one and 2 smaller ones on either side. Sometimes I will do like 3, like this big flame in the middle, I'll do that like on either side as well, just small versions. But it would really depend on the shape of the nail I'm doing. If I'm doing like a stiletto or an almond or even the coffin, I will do it this way. With something like a square, I will do it with three flames if that's what someone wants, but not normally I wouldn't normally do it. I would prefer this way better. But it just takes a lot of kind of turning the nail, a bit of practice, a lot of finessing for a flame. It's not something that I would say you could do in a minute. Also, maybe you could, maybe you're that fast, but I'd probably take at least a couple of minutes to get the shape right. But I'm very much so a perfectionist when it comes to line work, and I don't want the lines to be jagged in any way or like not smooth, consistent. I don't want to have that little like a little edge to it, if that makes sense. So if they're going to be rounded or have some sort of like continuous line, I want it to be smooth. And this is what I'm talking about by a little flame on the side. I'll do like a little C shape in the middle to make it look like the flames, out of focus, the flame is continuing on, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. So sometimes with stuff like this, it's easier to watch. Well, for me personally, I prefer to watch it the first time, and then go back and listen to the way the person explains it. But I very much need to see it before I can listen to someone explain it. So yeah, that's this. So there's 4 flames in this, but I'm only going to show you one because in this video will be like 4 hours long. There's flames, there's a French, there is a snake, and something else. I can't remember what it is. And there is something else. I can't remember, but we'll find out together. Next up is a double French. Let me know if you want me to do a French tip how-to video and different techniques on how to do it. I will change. Sometimes I'll do it one way and other times I'll do it another way. It depends on kind of the brush I have and the design I'm doing. But yeah, I've been thinking about doing, 3 different ways of doing a French tip. So yeah, here I am. So just comment below if you want me to show you how I do my Frenches. My French tips? Frenchies? Whatever you want to call them. You know what I mean. Here I am doing a double French. So normally I would do this French lower, but because I'm doing a double French, this is a little bit higher than normal. And then so I would fill this all in black, and then a little bit lower down, get just in the camera, a little bit lower down, I'll do another one, very thin, not very thin, thin because there'll be a design in it as well. And yeah, it's like kind of a witchy vibe with, stars, moons, dots, snakes. So yeah, here I'm just perfecting the French tip. There's something about a French tip that if it has a slight wonky line or a slight arch to it, I will sit there for 45 minutes to fix it. I hate the way it looks with like a little bit of a... See, as you can see, I'm just fluffing with it because one side was higher than the other, the arch wasn't rounded. Sorry, I'm out of focus. Out of the screen a little bit. I do correct myself. I had a new setup for this when I was filming this, and I didn't have it in the right place. I had it too far away from where I normally would kind of do my nail art. So sorry if there's a little bit out of focus. I was having camera problems. So yeah, here I am, as you can see, just fluffing with it. And then I went and cured it. Cured? I can't seem to speak. Camera, stop moving. This camera, I've got the mount, is attached to my desk, and when I knock it, the whole thing starts moving, which is highly annoying. This is my snake. So I use a dotting tool and do the head, and then I'll go and finish it off later. And then I do a line down like in the middle of the head, and then I start to make these like loops, I guess. This bit doesn't have to be perfect. I just have to get the layout right and make sure I can fit it on the nail. And then I go back and once I've done the layout of what I want, I'll go back. Sorry, it's very out of focus. It does get better. Sorry. I will go back and kind of thicken up where the loops are so I can do the little stars that I do for this design in there, and dots, and just create that real snake-like look. I will just let you watch what I'm doing. It'll be easier than me sitting throughout this whole thing and explaining it. It's pretty much just thickening up some certain lines and making sure it's smooth. But yeah, I'll let you watch it and then I'll come back. I did want to mention also with designs like this, because there'll be another design inside the snake. So if there's spots that aren't exactly perfect, or you're like, oh, that line isn't great, we're going to put stars and dots in this. So you can put a star where, you'll see where I do it. You put a star where the line isn't exactly straight or whatever, because the design's going to cover it up. So if you're doing something, that will need more details and stuff put on top of it, I wouldn't stress too much about making sure that layer is perfect, as long as it's flat and not bumpy and all over the place. So as long as it hasn't got any lint or anything in it, then you can fix the rest up with putting the design on top, if that makes sense. So you'll see it here as well. So this double French, I don't care what anyone says, double Frenches are not easy to do, especially when you need it to be kind of in the same, needs to look like at least sisters. So for example, here you see some of the lines are not exactly, perfect, or quotation marks, or straight, as long as the general shape's there. So like in the, depends on which way, I will say my right, maybe your left, or there's a little line there that I made a mistake in, I'll just leave it. I'll cure it, and then I'll come back and do my design on top of it. Because then that way it doesn't matter if there's something there, or a little tiny line, or I've gone out of the line a little bit, or whatever it might be. There's no point wasting time on something when you don't need to, and it's going to get covered up anyway. The next design. So these are the flames. And anywhere I think, oh, that's not right, or that doesn't look right, or whatever it might be, I put this is the design on top. So I put the dots for the star first, and don't load my brush up. I'll be very thin and just flick it on either end. Sorry, I'm not in camera, but I will be. There we go. So I would use these stars as a way to cover any mistakes I made. So then that way I don't have to sit there with an alcohol wipe and wiping it off, redoing the design, whatever. So yeah, keep that in mind if you're ever doing a design that has multiple layers. As long as you got the basic shape, then you don't really have to worry too much about making sure everything is perfect. So what you see me doing now is pretty much what I do on all the designs I've done for this set, that on the black. I put stars, dots on each of these kind of designs. So on the snake, on the double French, on the double French, and on the, I have a full black nail, which you might have seen me painting in the front. That's the nail I forgot about. That has like stars and moons on it. So yeah, I'll let you watch this, but it's very same throughout. And here I made a mistake, but yeah, see, easy to wipe out. So yeah, I'll let you watch this a little bit. Thought I might just give you a little update on my life and what's been happening. So it's been crazy. Me and my husband, we went on our honeymoon to Thailand, which was amazing. I love Thailand. It's just one of those places that you feel so relaxed. I'm obviously work full time as well, so I've been busy with that. And yeah, just I've upgraded a lot of like my nail stuff. I've upgraded working on some things behind the scenes for my business. Changed my setup on my desk. I've got a studio vlog coming as well of all the stuff I've been doing. Trying to find kind of my direction, like my style, and really honing in what things I like to do. When I first started doing press-on nails, I was kind of doing anything and everything, but over the years it has changed and developed and moved directions and all that jazz. So I changed all my packaging recently. It used to be like pink, gold, white, and they are not me at all. So now you'll see everything's purple, and I've got a pack with me video coming out too, and everything's purple and black and a bit more of that kind of witchy aesthetic vibe. I just like the colours, the combination. It just feels better. Maybe I'm just a bit of an emo at heart or something, but I don't know, it just feels better. And I've upgraded my desk, and yeah, there's been a lot happening within my business behind the scenes, and trying to make it feel more like me, because I felt like it wasn't really reflecting on who I was and my style as a person as well. I'm just going to quickly change gears about this double French. I still struggle with moons, and I don't know what it is and why. They look like C's, and I don't know. So if you're struggling with some nail art and just can't seem to get it, just keep practicing, and you will get to a point where you're happy with it. You'll be so proud that you finally have done it. So I'm not at a point where I'm proud of it, but I'm at a point where I'm like, you know what, this is better than it was. So yeah, if you're ever struggling with nail art, just keep practicing and practicing as much as you can. And even if you haven't got orders for that particular thing, just keep trying until you're satisfied, and get to a point where you're like, yeah, I actually really like this and a technique that works for you. So yeah, but yeah, so I think, yeah, life's been busy, a lot's been going on. We're coming up to the Christmas period now, which for me in my job is one of the most busiest periods, and I pretty much live, work, breathe my full-time job. Nails are always there, my press-on business is always there, and I'm always either working at my full-time job or coming home and doing press-ons, so one or the other. So yeah, it's pretty hectic time, and like it is for everyone. I think no matter where you live in the world, Christmas period is insanely busy. You're going out more, spending time with family, doing more social things. The work ramps up, everything needs to be done by the end of the year before people close. But yeah, I wonder if where you live it's like that, or is it more like everyone has it off and it's different? But in Australia, Christmas is summer. A lot of like corporate businesses wrap up for 2 weeks. Everything needs to be done by mid-January. So yeah, it's crazy. Everyone's stressed and upset and angry because they have so much things to do and buying presents. And yeah, I always wonder what it would be like somewhere else, if that's how other people live their lives. Is that how it is in your country, or is it completely different? Let me know, because I'll be intrigued to find out. I've only obviously ever lived in Australia. I've visited other places, but yeah, I've just never lived somewhere else to see if it's any different. But yeah, this is the nail that I completely forgot what the design was, but it pretty much was just like moons and stars. But this was the end result. Well, almost. So that's what it looks like all together. I'm now putting like a structure gel on, and then I'm going to put a matte top coat on after that. So anywhere there's black will be gloss, and everything else would be matted out. It's like this dual tone 3D effect that I have done. It's hard to show in the camera, the 3D effect, when you're taking photos and stuff, but I'll insert some videos and some photos at the end so you can have a better look at it. But yeah, it's one of my favorite designs, and it will always be here. So yeah, if you do try it, let me know, tag me on Instagram, because I would love to see other people's versions and what they've come up with. And yeah, the only nail that isn't like half matte, half gloss is this black one. This black one is fully gloss. and create some contrast and some difference. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed watching me do this. This nail's very like tactile design. I'm a very tactile person, so like running my fingers over it is very satisfying. If you are going to do a like half matte half gloss design, I would highly suggest when you're putting the gloss on a certain section, don't do it all the way to the edge of the design. Kind of do it like more in the middle. Like for example, see, I'm just doing it more in like running the brush in the middle, because as you go through the design, the gel will start to kind of self-level, and you don't want it to be all over everything and create a mess and go into the matte. You want the black part to be glossy and shiny. If you're finding that the gloss has gone everywhere, and if you're trying to clean it up and it's just, you know, not getting any better, I would just wipe the whole thing off and try again. I do find also if you turn the nail upside down and let it kind of do its thing, you'll start to see a lot of it will move back in the middle and create more of like a 3D dome effect. So yeah, that would be my tips for this design. And I think this, like when I do this set, I think it takes about maybe an hour and a half. It's not because it's a complicated design that will take an hour and a half. It's purely because of all the curing time. You're constantly going back and forth, and all the layers you need to do with the matte top, the gloss, the builder gel. Yeah, it's very time consuming in that aspect, not the design itself. The design's not overcomplicated at all. I think it's quite a simple design, but it's just very a time consuming design. But yeah, I will insert some videos and photos of the design, and if anyone has any questions, please just leave them below and I will reply. I hope you have a great day or night wherever you are, and God bless.